Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here, and welcome back to Better Than Potter. No, we're not, but we at least are building in the Premier League late doors as we look to work on the new system. If you haven't checked out last episode, I would like to say apologies. I did call it episode 6. It is episode 7, and we have a new tactic in play. If you want to go check out that little bit of breakdown and the gameplay against Liverpool in the FA Cup, go and do that now. Secondly, I've been streaming a heap and then bulk cutting up videos, getting them out for YouTube. This is the first time I've actually checked the analytics before getting into an episode. I'd like to say thank you very much for the support. The likes, the subscriptions, and the views have been fantastic for the new content of FM23. So I'd like to say thank you, and if you are enjoying, give it a like, subscribe, and in the comment section, like I do on Twitch when I get a new follower, let me know where you're watching from and who you're managing on FM23. We don't have a game for 13 days. You might be thinking, Damien, why are we here? And what is the first part of this episode? Youth intake, ladies and gentlemen. Is there anything new about youth intake? Not that I can tell, but this is our first intake on FM23. This is an historic one because it's the first one, and we have a player that is an elite talent. So get ready and get excited. As you can see here, his name is Liam Richardson. And as you can see, at 15 years of age, he's pretty darn good. I will say as well, do check some of the other players outside the elite talent spot, because I actually think there's a player that could be better than him, and he doesn't have 5-star potential. Now, Liam, though, left-footed, left winger. I think he's definitely an inverted winger as well, but we'll get working on that. Physically, a monster at 15. Those physicals are going to be absurd in a few years' time at a young age. Determination to 17 always helps. Got decent leadership too. Well-rounded mentals as well. A lot of 9s and 8s that will grow as well into 12s and 13s and stuff we can work on. Good work rate too for a winger, which is nice. And then as well, technically, does lack in some areas, but he's got decent technicals in the right areas. Technique will grow as we work on passing ability and ability to shoot. Crossing a 10 will naturally grow over time. More importantly, those are natural dribbler. First touch will grow. Free kick taking's okay. So as there's a bit of work to be done technically, if you look at him with the physicals, fantastic. A1 for physicals as a young kid. And mentally, got good determination, decent off the ball, decent composure that we can work on. I'm a big believer at 15 to 17. Anything that's 10 or above definitely gets to 15. And anything that's an 8 or a 9, if you work on it hard enough, can get to 15 as well. And this kid, with the right tutorage and a little bit of game time in the first team in the Premier League, can grow into a pretty world-class footballer. But like I said, make sure you check some of these top talents. Now, I haven't checked any of these guys out here. He's okay, and Tim Carr's, whatever. But the main reason I say check him out is you look at these couple guys. Look, I'll just say Easterford, not good enough. I'm not going to click on him. There's some roundedness there, but I don't think he's good enough. If you had a look at these two, you'd think, yeah, they're not great. There's nothing there. Josh Jones could be the pick of the bunch. And you might be thinking, Damien, but why? Look at his mentals and his technicals and how well-rounded they are. Teamwork and work rate at 17 and 15 with 16 natural passing, with tackling ability of 13 and technique of 12. This guy, with a lot of 10s and 8s and 9s in the technicals, is going to be a box-to-box midfielder of dreams. You then look at him mentally and go, hang on a second, there's 9s and 10s everywhere. I'm a big believer with natural growth and development between the age of 15 and 16. If you gen out with 10s, they will get to 15 with growth by the time you're 22. And if that's the case, you've got a footballer with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 stats at 15 plus, probably 15, probably 16, and he came from your academy, and some stats go better than others. So, if you're working the marking, the decision-making, and the positioning, they seem to grow quite well in previous FMs. You probably get that up to 15 too at 9, and yeah, physically well-rounded. There's got to be a time where this kid has physicals of 12 plus on all of it. He's got to have mentals with all of them being 12 plus, and his technicals being 12 plus on most of these. I think he's the best out the lot. And he's not the one with 5-star. I honestly think this guy is going to play some game time for me off the bench as a box-to-box midfielder. And he, in about 3 years' time, is going to be nailed on in our starting 11 by the looks of it. Watch out for Josh Jones. Lucky last is Regan Brighton. And look, 5'7", not the quickest, but decent mentals, decent physicals. Definitely not as good as our first Regen and Liam Richardson, but he's got very, very, very good technicals in the right areas. He's got dribbling, he's got decent finishing, he's got great first touch, he's got decent technique. Yes, the rest are a little bit but he's got okay off the ball, not bad work rate, and good determination. I like a kid like this because there's a lot there that you can work on and make him really good at, and with decent determination, if he hits all those sort of targets and goals where you get the dribbling to 15, first touch to 15, finishing up as well, and you work, the pace, he's going to be very good off the bench. And then on top of that, if you then start working the composure, the decision-making, the passing naturally grows, the work rate naturally grows. There's going to be a footballer at 15. By the time he's 17 and 18, could become usable. And if that's the case, if he becomes usable by that age, he probably will therefore grow with first-team football as he's blended in and could be a very decent footballer. And yet again, someone that I'll look at this and I'll go, I think we have got a better potential player than that. Now, if you go to... not interested in this coach's report. It said scouting, scout recommendations. So I'm guessing until we sign him, we don't know him for exact. But because it says reasonable knowledge, I'm guessing that's a bit different than what it used to be. Just your coaches, your head of youth going, yeah, that's what they are. So we'll have a watch out. I will say lastly, potentials did range a lot last year on FM23, where players in good form would definitely, at a younger level, would grow much more. So in under 19s, we had a guy that would score 40 goals and get 60 assists per season in Spain. Came out as a 3.5-star player. By the end of that save, he was a 5-star player with 5-star potential playing in the first team. So it's kind of dependent on that too. Hopefully all three of these guys do grow, and next time we see each other, it's going to be a game. I'm still yet decided where it's going to be. In terms of our results since the Liverpool game, we beat Southampton 1-0. We gave Chelsea a very good run and lost 2-1. Recap these in more in-depth when I am live on stream as I'm about to get ready and go to work. But it will be probably either for Fulham, Brentford or Newcastle, depending on the results against City and West Ham. If we go lose-lose, it's probably going to be Fulham. If we get a result against West Ham, it'd probably be Brentford. And if we somehow go better than that, it's probably going to be Newcastle to say, hey, look, that's a game where we could arguably look to go top of, in the top half as well. We'll see how we go, and we'll be back with some gameplay in the second part of this episode. Welcome back, YouTube. Not at a game just yet. Obviously, we've had intake. My stream hasn't seen intake yet. I'm about to show them as I am live on stream. Links down below. Come follow us live on Twitch. And yet again, thank you for the comments and the likes so far on the video. They have been immense, so thank you very much. Just the next gen list. Jude Bellingham winning it. That's your top 10. It's not what we're here to bring you. As an Australian, the fact that Mr. Cole gets in the top 50 is ridiculous. I do think in real life he's actually got some really crazy potential, and FM probably have undersold him slightly, but nice to see. For me, it's this. Inesio and Andreas do make it. I did not know in real life that Casper was signed by Brighton and loaned to Vitesse. Because if I did, I would have recalled him. That's going to be like a new signing for us next year. I know we signed some centre mids, but my word, this boy is going to come in and play centre mid. Pascal Gross, who wants to leave, mate, you're gone. You're gone. Considering the lads that we've had come through the intake, we don't need midfielders anymore. Casper's going to be like a new signing. He's going to play alongside Thuram and Salcido in a very young midfield, I feel. And we're going to have some fun next year with Casper in the team as well. When we come back, we'll have a game. We've got Man City coming up next. Hopefully, in the episode, we're back with like the Fulham game because it means we've been on a good run. Or we're back with a game against a team. If we're playing Fulham, we're probably in trouble. Hopefully, we're coming back against like Brentford or Newcastle where we're looking just to secure a top table, mid-table to top half finish. And the run of form and the upturn has truly come on board. But yeah, Casper, he looks good. Welcome back, YouTube. We're giving you the game in today's episode against West Ham at the London Stadium. We've got David Moyes. They're in 15th. The main reason we're giving him is in the Man City game that you guys saw. We got pumped 5-1 on stream by Manchester City. They are just too good. We actually played half okay. We stood up to them. The XG blew out once they scored the pen. But yeah, it wasn't a particularly good day. We got lost to Chelsea. Beat Southampton. The Liverpool game was the last game last episode. So I feel like West Ham, we have a game in hand, but we're currently ahead of them on goal difference. If we win this game, we probably can ease any, anxiety about Southampton going on a run and Forest going on a run, and next minute we're getting drawn into some very late drama in terms of relegation battles, where if we lose this game, we're looking at Wolves, we're looking at Fulham because we've got them next, that, we lose a couple more games where the team finishing 16th or 17th and the board will probably turn around and sack us. So it's a sort of game where if we could win, it would be great and really reaffirm that we're probably going to finish middle of the table and keep our job. Lose this game, we all of a sudden start to get a little bit more worried that if we lose a few more, we're the team finishing 15th, 16th, 17th, and the board might read that as finishing in around a relegation battle and thus being sacked. So hopefully we go out there and win the most important game that we need to win. Now, let's go and see what we can do. In terms of the team, I'm yet to get to a full strength. Stupin's been out suspended and now gets injured in training, so that ain't good. We did give Richardson and Jones, so you would have seen the episode, their debuts, but they're just playing 18s. Don't want to kill them too much straight off the bat. Milana will come in one spot, and Jacob Mulder's been out injured the whole season, but we'll give him a spot on the bench because he's decent, he's worth a little bit of coin, but someone I'm definitely thinking about selling if I'm still here next year. And then on terms of that, the rest of the team looks pretty straightforward. Stupi needs to come out. We'll get Solly March into the team, but I do think we are going to be playing Scully out there at left back because it makes the most sense. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to go with Sanchez, Lamptey, Duncan Satala haven't been fantastic, but I trust them the most. Scully can play left back, but he's more of a right back. Sacedo and Tarum stay. Sabias has moved to advanced playmaker and support. We're kind of having a look at what fits him best because he's been so poor and what you need. And I feel like this year on FM, we don't want midfielders actually getting too far beyond. This seems like, so far in the database and in the beta, you want midfielders that will stay in the same positions, tick the game over, and let everybody else move around them. So we're just going to get Danny to sit in, see what that works like. McAllister, Andreas, standout two players of this season, and Correa up top's been okay, not great. Danny Welbeck probably screaming for a start with 17 goals this season in all competitions, but only 9 of them have been in the Prem. You've got to remember, in the 4 cup games we played, he scored 8 goals, and I think there's a couple of hat-tricks in that. So, where he pumped a couple of lesser sides. So, interesting. With double pips this year, the better because the DMs will get further forward on sacks. Yeah, nice. Look, we need to step out our game here and end this poor run of results. The boys seem up for it. It is a big game now. In terms of what the supporters reckon we draw, but they're anxious ahead of this game because it's such a big game in the season. At the same time, the board are expecting a draw and don't really care what happens. Be interesting to see what happens. Anyhow, they have a good side. They've got Bowen out there as well. Skamaka up front. Away from home. I'm still going to go out there and try and play our football. Now, it's a Fabianski goal kick inside 2 minutes. We get a highlight, and they go long. Flicked on by Bowen, of all people, winning a header. Lanzini gets there and somehow holds on to it. Declan Rice, Skamaka, Bowen, that's a goal. 1-0 down. We are 1-0 down inside 3 minutes. VAR will have a say. I didn't say anything untoward. I thought Bowen was onside before everybody was onside. But there is a goal disallowed, and it's because Bowen was offside. I thought he timed it well. Declan Rice, Bowen, just as tight as you're going to get. For cricket this year, mate, I can't play for the next couple of weeks. I didn't play last week because I worked, and I can't play for the next 2. They're dim as well. In the end, we get away with it. Highlight, Scully on the Reyes. Scully making a run inside. Andreas looking for Correa, ain't going to find him. Danny doesn't pick it up. Need to be sitting in the hole, but nothing there. Declan Rice, Skamaka, that's a goal. He's hit the bar, wow. Just so open through the middle. Like, yet again, it's FM being FM. Yesterday, this tactic looked great. The press was fantastic. We funneled everything inside it, and Sabias and Taram and, Sabias and McAllister would win the ball. Today, we've literally been carved open every highlight I've seen. So, yeah. Looks like a tight groin for Correa. We'll try to get him to half-time. Highlight out here. And it is going to be for Danny Sabias to pick it up and hopefully find a pass. Looks for Andreas. Great ball. Scully's inside of him if he needs to come back. Andreas might go himself now and does. That's the highlight. Poor highlight. Game lacking quality. If I draw this one, it's going to sum up this season of another game of oh-so maybes of, games where it's like, imagine if you won this one and that one. But, yeah, still a long way to go here. Bowen picks that one up, but poor from him, and then gets lucky with the tackle that it falls back to him. So, and he's inside. Well, it's Emerson actually inside. Picked off by Dunk. No, it's not. Lanzini's effort's blocked. It's only going to be cleared as far as Johnson. They're putting us under the cosh here at a consistent rate, and that's a penalty. You don't need to run over to VAR. We clearly pulled him down. This year's cooked, man. I can't get no tactic to work. So we smack Everton. We give Liverpool on a YouTube episode, which I played last night coming home from poker, where I did not stream, an absolute fucking fright, where we look fantastic. And I've loaded up FM today, and we've been slapped by City, and we're about to be 1-0 down to West Ham, and we are. I cannot get any consistency and no tactic to work. 1-0 down at half-time yet again. Million times we've been like this year. We have not got nothing to work. Not a tactic, not nothing. I can't get any quality out of no one. Danny Ceballos, he's been the worst signing for us. And he's lost the ball again. What is with him? He's come in and every game he loses the ball. Learn to pass something in your fucking life, man. In real life, you got some pedigree. On Football Manager, you're the biggest fucking piece of crap I've ever seen in my life. 1-0 down. Our marquee signing, when I say marquee, quality. Real Madrid, back in like 5 years ago, was the wonder kid for all ages. Got 16 passing with 16 vision, 16 technique. Be nice to see him do something. Fabianski makes a worldie of a save, still 1-0 down. Correa should have finished. Nothing works. Trying everything. Sent him in on attack. Nah. Mazzala on attack. Didn't really see much from him. He's not really that sort of player. Advanced playmaker, man. He should sit here and dictate everything. What is that ball, McAllister? Couldn't even beat the front stick. No press on there either. Like, win a ball, boys. I don't even think I've seen us win a tackle yet. In a highlight. Sanchez makes a good save. Just going to go diamond and try and get something out of this. Annie Welbeck gets up there, do that. Get Thuram in there. McAllister has to stay out there because of the form that he's been in. Solly March for Scully. Done. See if something happens here as we try to change. We need a goal. McAllister's dead. Highlight. Probably conceding and be game over. Game over. Well, we need to get sacked, man. Like, this is the worst this is the worst season I've ever had in the Premier League. Ever. Ever with any team. I need to get the sack. I need to get the sack. I honestly need to get the sack. Nothing works. Not a fucking thing works, man. I have tried this and I have tried that and I have tried sitting back and doing nothing in a low block. I have tried the system that worked last year. That one game we win 5-0, next game we lose 5-0. I need to get sacked. I need to get sacked. At what point do we get the sack? At what point do we get the sack? At what point? They're still giving me a C+. We're not finishing mid-table, man. We're 15th. If Fulham beat us on the weekend, they only go 4 points back from us. We play United next, we probably lose. Like, there is a world, after that performance, we don't win a game for the rest of the season until Forest on the final day. There is a world where Southampton go on a run and get to 38, 39 points and we get relegated. There is a world. There is a world where we get to the final day without a point, 34 points, and Southampton have got there. I think we should be getting sacked. I cannot understand what the issue is at all. Because yesterday, when I loaded up this 4-3-3, win, played well against Liverpool. You saw it in the YouTube episode, last episode, how well we played. We beat Southampton this morning before I went to work. We got beat by Chelsea, but we played air. I've logged in this tonight, and I got smacked by City and West Ham. We didn't even look like getting a shot. How are we not sacked? How are we not out the door? I do not know. Next episode is going to be a game where it's probably for our job. I'll see you then. Are we doing better than Potter? No. Realistically, we should be out the door, not even being at Brighton anymore.